Alright, in this little short webcast we're going to deal with adding static persistent routes to your Centos or Red Hat 6 box. This is going to probably come across, you're going to probably come across this in your environment at times where you'll have a VPN connection or something where your default gateway won't have a route to it, and you'll need to add a persistent static route in your configuration so you'll be able to access the other network, the foreign network to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm on my Ubuntu desktop machine right here. This is my workstation, and I'm on a 20 network. You look and see here. My network address is 192.168.20.107. So of course I can ping anything on that network on the 20-net subnet. Yeah, I'm fine. But I also have a .1 network. I have a 192.168.1 subnet. Let's see, let's do 1.1. As you can see from this machine, because I've got the right route set up, of course I can ping over a VPN connection to another subnet. Well, I've got my lab machine that I use to do these webcasts with, and it's a Centos server, Centos 6, and we're going to log into it and see what happens when we try to ping to that other network. I'm just going to go ahead and log in as root. And it's, of course, on the 20 subnet also. It'll prompt for a password in just a second. Okay. Now I'm logging into my lab server machine, a Centos 6 machine. That's 192.168.20.3 is the IP. So of course if I want to ping something on the local subnet, well of course no problem. Now when I go to ping over to that other subnet, now I just showed on my workstation that I could ping it fine from it. Now I'm on the same subnet, and I'm pinging across, or trying to ping across to a server that's on the other side on a VPN connection. And it's not working. Well, I don't have a route set up for this. My default gateway on this box does not know about that other subnet. So, and since I'm not going to add it to that router, the other option is on the local box itself to add a static persistent route of some kind, so that it's constantly there after a reboot or whatnot, so it's always there when I need to access that network. So it's pretty simple to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go and navigate to our etc sysconfig network scripts directory. Okay, let's have a look in here. As you can see, our Ethernet, our device, our NIC is ETH2 or ETH2. That's the only NIC we have configured on this machine, is just one, so that's our device. And so when we're doing persistent routes or static routes, we have to assign them to what NIC or what device is gonna utilize them. Basically, what NIC they're gonna go out over. So what we need to do is create a file that we're gonna put our static routes in, and it's gonna be called route dash and then the number of our interface, which is ETH2. So route-ETH2 is going to be our file. Now, if you look at this, you'll notice that file does not exist because we haven't created it yet. And so what we're going to need to do is create it. Now, the easiest way to do is use the VI editor, because if you type in a file name in the VI editor that doesn't exist, it will create it automatically. So that's what we're going to do. It's route, and then a hyphen or a dash, whatever you want to call it, and then the number of the interface that we're routing over, which is 2. So it's ETH2. Okay, and yes, it's empty. When we put our routes in, we're going to need 3 things. First is going to be the subnet we're going to want to route to, which is our 192.168.1 network, the net mask, and the gateway that it's going to need to go across. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put the address network in. So let's do that. Oops. and you actually have to put a number on these. And our first one, of course, is Linux. It's going to start with 0, because in most of the world, and of course in computer stuff, 0 is the very first number in most things. So this is our first route, so it's going to be 0. So you're going to put address or 0 equals, and we're going to put the subnet that we want to route over, and that's the one network, 192.168.1.0 network. Okay, the net mask. Then again, we have to put the number, on all of them. I'm just going to put a 24-bit subnet mask there. Okay. And then the gateway. It has to have a gateway to get out, or to go to find that route over. And it's a gateway 0. And for this instance, it's 192.168.20.254 is the router that it needs to access to get across to that other VPN. Okay, I've got my, looks like everything's good. So I'm just going to go ahead and save this file. Okay, and if we look back now at our, let's see, here we go. If we look now, we do another listing, we'll see that we have that file that actually exists right here. But watch this when I try to ping. Still nothing's happening. Well, that's because I have to restart the network services, so it'll reread those configuration files. So we're going to go ahead and do that. The simplest way to do it in Red Hat or Centos is to issue the command service network restart. Okay, and you'll see it shutting down the interfaces and bringing them back up. Okay, everything has a OK. We're good to go. Now let's try to ping again. Cool, it works. That's a very simple, easy way to put persistent static routes in your server. You'll have instances, maybe you'll have a VPN connection, but you'll have some servers that don't know anything about the route to get over there, but you only might need maybe one of those boxes to actually communicate across the link or the route. So instead of changing things in the actual gateway router for those boxes, you can just go into that one particular box itself, especially if you don't have access to the router, if you don't know the command line to configure the routes on a Cisco or something. This might be the easiest, quickest way to fix that if you just need to add a couple of routes. Now, if you need to add other routes to this file, it's very simple to do also. All you'd have to do is open it back up in an editor, and you would start with the next sequence of numbers. So the next route you would add would start with address 1, and then it would go address 2 and 3, and however many routes you put in. Each route increments the number by 1. For our purposes, that's all we're going to need, but that's just a quick and easy way to do static routes in RedHat Enterprise Linux 6 and CentOS 6.